what I said, here the question, who got the result? So
Sir, I did.
if the price 10, the quantity 1, if the price become 8, the quantity 2. So what is the result?
5. The
If
elasticity is 5.
the elasticity will be
5.
5. Is there any other answers other than 5? So this is the elasticity equals, let me put insert equation, and here let me put times, and again this. So I will write similar to this. So what is delta Q? If you look at the graph, the old quantity 1, the new quantity 2. So 2 minus 1, it is 1. Or let me write it 2 minus 1, which is, it is 1. And what is the change in the price? The price was 10 and become 8. So the new price minus the old price. So write 8 minus 10. And here, the price, write the old price. The old price 10. What is the old quantity? The old quantity 1. So we can rewrite it again. So it is 2 minus 1, it is 1. 8 minus 10, it is minus 2. And here, let me write this. It is technology. And here, 10 over 1. So it is equal to 10 divided by 2, it is 5. It is minus 5. Take the absolute value, it is 5. Since 5 is greater than 1, demand is elastic. Why demand is elastic? Because the elasticity is more than 1. So well done, always. So what I said, please let me take a little water. Let me use my technology. I love the technology. So I will go to draw a graph. I think you can see here. So what I will do, I will draw a curve. I will draw a curve. This curve, most probably, this curve is flat, not steep, flat. So this demand curve is elastic. Why it is elastic? See here, the percentage change in quantity is larger than percentage change in the price. So let's say 20 divided by 10, it is 2. The elasticity is more than 1. So demand is elastic. Let me delete, clear. Okay. Let me draw another curve. This curve is steep. So demand is inelastic. How I know it is inelastic? Draw 2 dots. Draw 2 dots. See here, the percentage change in quantity is less than percentage change in the price. Let's say 10 divided by 20, it is half, less than 1. It is 0.5, less than 1. So demand is inelastic. So let me draw another curve like this. So this demand curve is called perfectly inelastic. This demand curve is called perfectly inelastic. So if there is a change in the price, there will be no change in quantity demanded. If the price of insulin increases, Salim will purchase the same quantity. So this demand curve is called perfectly inelastic. Yes? Hello? No, this is Dr. Salim. Bye there. Okay, let me draw another curve. I'm so interested in this curve. I'm so interested in this curve. This curve is called perfectly elastic demand curve. Owais has a farm in Sharjah, produces tomatoes. So at the moment, the price is 5 dirhams and he's facing a quantity demanded, let's say 4 units. If he increased the price by 10 fils, the quantity demanded will drop to close to 0. A huge decrease in quantity demanded, a slight increase in the price. So the result will be infinitive, إلى ما لا نهاية. So in this case, he can sell any quantity. He can sell any quantity at the same price. So there is no need to change the price. And see here, if he increases the price, nobody will purchase tomatoes from him because there are thousands of sellers of tomatoes. The same tomatoes, they are selling it at 5 dirhams. For what we should purchase tomatoes from Owais and pay more charge? Okay. The last case, this curve is called, it is technology. So hopefully I draw it nicely. So this curve is called hyperbola. What mean by hyperbola? Let me take 2 prices. So if I draw accurately, so the percentage change in the price, so the curve is not so accurate. So if I draw a perfect curve which goes closer to both axes, the percentage change in the price equals to percentage change in a quantity. 10 divided by 10 equals 1. So this demand curve is called unitarily elastic or unit elastic. Hopefully you got an idea, but think about the normal cases, elastic and inelastic, but we have special cases. So for perfectly inelastic demand curve, the elasticity will be 0. And this demand curve is called perfectly inelastic. But this curve about Owais, a single producer, is perfectly elastic demand curve. If Owais alone increases the price by 10 fils, nobody will purchase from him. So he faces a demand curve at equilibrium price, 5 dirhams. So he can sell any quantity he can produce, 10 boxes or 20 boxes per week. He can sell them at 5 dirhams per kilo, because in the end, he's producing a small amount of tomatoes. So he can sell any quantity. So see here, we have a small supermarket close to my apartment. So he can sell 1 carton of Pepsi Cola or 3 cartons of Pepsi Cola at 250. So he can sell any quantity at 250 because he's selling in the end a small amount of Coca-Cola relative to the market demand or market supply in the whole market. In elastic demand curve, the curve becomes steep. The curve becomes steep. The percentage change in a quantity less than percentage change in the price. For unitarily elasticity, percentage change in a quantity is similar to percentage change in the price. So the elasticity becomes 1. The elasticity is 1. This is unit elastic. For elastic demand curve, the elasticity is more than 1, greater than 1. For perfectly elastic demand curve, the elasticity is infinitive because the quantity demanded from Uwais will drop to 0. Nobody will purchase from him, even he made a slight increase in the price. So again, we come back how we calculate price elasticity of demand. If you remember the last question I raised. So here, first, to calculate percentage change in quantity demanded, you need to say the new quantity minus the old quantity. So what is the new quantity? 2 units, if you remember the example. The old quantity, 1 unit, divided by the old quantity, times 100. But do you know, I summarize the formula later. And similarly, we can calculate the percentage change in the price. So the new price, which is 8, minus the old price, which is 10, divided by the old price, 8, times 100. So, and then bring the percentage change in quantity demanded and percentage change in the price, we will get 5. So now what I will do, there is an accurate measurement of price elasticity of demand, which is called point elasticity, or how to calculate price elasticity of demand at a given point on demand curve. Let's say I want to calculate price elasticity at point C. So what is it? How to calculate price elasticity at point C? Look at the horizontal curve, the horizontal axis, the quantity axis. And from dot C, draw a vertical distance, which is called Q1. So, and then calculate the distance from B to Q1, call it M1. Calculate the distance from Q1 to 0 and call it M2. And then the elasticity at point equals M1 divided by M2. Don't feel scared. I will give you a simple example. So now help me if you have a calculator. Help me if you have a calculator. Let me start with point A. Calculate price elasticity of demand at point A, or when the price is 10. So how to calculate? Please listen to this example. If you understand this, everything will be so easy. So from point A, draw vertical distance. So we go to point 2. Calculate 22 minus 2, which is a 20. This distance is called M1. 2 minus 0, it is 2. This is M2. And then 20 divided by 2, 20 divided by 2, it is 10. So the elasticity at point A equals 10. Could you calculate the elasticity at point B? Please, I will give you 30 seconds to calculate price elasticity of demand at point B. So what you should do, I didn't hear any answer. From B, draw vertical distance. It will divide quantity x's into two parts. So number 1, 22 minus 4. 22 minus 4, it is 18. So I will write aside 18. Divided 4 minus 0, it is 4. So 18 divided by 4 equals 4.5. 4.5. This is the elasticity at point B. So can you calculate the elasticity at point C? Please help me to calculate the elasticity at point C. Calculate the distance, the first distance, 22 minus 16, and then divided by the second distance, 16 minus 0, it is 16. Who can answer this question?
Sir, I got 0.375.
So elasticity at point C equal what?
375.
0.37. Okay. So now calculate the elasticity at point D.
22 minus 18 at 18, right?
The result.
Okay, I'll give you.
So 22 minus 18, this is the M1, and then divided by M2. M2 is 18.
Sir, it's 0.222.
0.22,
22.
right?
Yeah, like a lot of 2, yeah.
Okay, let's check how Insaf calculate the elasticity at point D. So 22 minus 18, 22 minus 18, it is 4. So the first distance M1, it is 4. Divided by M2, 18 minus 0, it is 18. So divided by 18. She said dot 22, 0.22. So the answer is correct. I'm concerned about here at midpoint, this is a midpoint, this is the midpoint of the demand curve. If you draw a distance, the number here will be 11. So at this dot in which the quantity demanded will be 11, calculate the elasticity. Calculate the elasticity at the midpoint of the demand curve, at the middle point of the demand curve. If you draw vertical distance, we can read the quantity demanded will be 11. So if the quantity demanded is 11, what is the elasticity at this point? So the answer is quite easy. From the midpoint, you draw vertical distance. So here the quantity demanded is 11. 22 minus 11, it is 11. 11 divided by 11, it will be 1. So the elasticity at the midpoint will be 1. What is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? See here, the elasticity as we calculated, the elasticity at point A was 10, and then at point B, 4.5. At midpoint, the elasticity is 1, and at point C, it is 0.37. At point D, it is 0.22. So what we can conclude, as the price decreases, a quantity demanded will increase, but the elasticity will decrease. The elasticity will decrease from 10, 4.5, 1, 0.3, 0.2. So the elasticity tends to decrease as the price decreases. What else? The elasticity at the midpoint of the demand curve is called unitary elastic, or unitarily elastic, or unit elastic. The elasticity equal 1. The upper portion of demand curve, demand is elastic, more than 1. The lower portion of demand curve, demand tends to be inelastic, less than 1. Are you confused? Do you know, I remember, to get an idea about this curve, I remember a product. It is a kind of fish. It's a kind of fish. And I don't know the story of this fish, but usually this fish was available during summer. And sometimes there are minor quantity of fish, and the price was so high. The price was extremely high. And I'm from a poor family, and the price of this fish was so expensive. We cannot afford purchasing fish regularly. So we used to buy it once a season, once per 3 months. So we look at this product as luxurious product, and demand is elastic. And in other seasons during summer, the fish becomes so cheap. So my father, God bless him, used to purchase this fish every day. We eat this fish every day as rice, as very necessary product. And in this case, demand is inelastic. So demand tends to be elastic for luxurious products, and demand tends to be inelastic for necessary products. Think about, let's say, strawberry. You know, there is a strawberry in the market. If the price per 100 grams is 300 dirhams, so it is so luxurious. Maybe we will buy it once a year. But if the price becomes 1 dirham per 100 grams, maybe we will buy it every day. So it becomes normal product as as rise, close to be as rise. So this is for necessary goods, this is for luxurious. And for a single product can be luxurious and necessary, depends on the level of the prices. What else? If you have a cost, there is something called total revenue. There is something called total revenue. What is the total revenue? The quantity demanded times its price. So this demand curve, let's say for electricity. So SIWA faces a market demand curve because all of us purchase electricity from SIWA. This is Sharjah Electricity Authority or company. So what is the total revenue at each level of electricity price? So if the price 11 times 0, the price 0, the total revenue will be 0. 10 times 2. So what is total revenue? Price times quantity. What is total revenue? Let me take. I cannot take a copy. Copy. So let me go here. It become horrible, terrible. Okay, what is the total? Let me decrease. Let me decrease it. So as you see, this is the price. This is the price. And here the quantity. And I need to calculate total revenue. Total revenue equals, it's horrible, terrible. So sorry, I cannot manage it well. So total revenue equals price times quantity. So here total revenue will be 0. Here total revenue, can you help me? 10 times 2, it will be 20. So calculate so here we will come back to 0. 1 times 20, it will be 20. So it seems to be total revenue tends to increase. So with the technology, it will be easier. Assume this is the demand curve, and then we can draw so total, see here, total revenue take the shape like this, so total revenue tends to increase and then reach maximum point and then tends to decrease. And I will explain this why, and I will give you a clear chart. Just, I think I draw something here. This is total revenue. Sorry, this is demand curve. And here, this curve is called marginal revenue. You don't need to understand marginal revenue now. The change in total revenue due to increased quantity by 1 unit. And then I draw total revenue. So look at, just have a look if there is sort of relationship. So as the price decreases, the quantity demanded increases, and the elasticity tends to decrease. So in the upper portion, demand is elastic. What's the meaning of demand is elastic? The percentage change in quantity is more than the percentage change in the price. So if we decrease the price, the quantity will increase faster. So total revenue will increase. But in the second portion, if we continue decreasing the price, the quantity demanded will increase. But since demand is inelastic, the percentage change in the price is more than percentage change in quantity. So total revenue will follow the stronger factor, which is a decrease in the price. So for this reason, total revenue decreases. So here total, so we will reach maximum point of total revenue when demand curve switch from being elastic to inelastic. At the midpoint on demand curve, we will reach maximum point of total revenue. I think it's a bit complicated, but try to help me to calculate here a new column for total revenue. What is total revenue? Multiplication between price and the quantity. So price times the quantity, such as 10 times 2, it is 20. So 20 is the value of sales or total revenue. So calculate a column for total revenue. What you will conclude, you will see total revenue increases, reach maximum point, and then decreases, and then decreases. Okay. So do you have a question right now? Okay. Okay. Do you have a question at this moment? There is no interaction.
Yes, sir.
Insaf, you don't have a question, right? Is it difficult? Is it difficult or easy, our lecture today?
Half. Like the rule is easy, like, you know. But it depends, like, on the situation. Like, you should understand it well.
Okay. So it's better. So let me check your understanding. I will go to this curve and please try to work with me. So let's say the price increases, from 6 to 8. The price increases from 6 to 8. Calculate price elasticity of demand. Decide whether demand is elastic or inelastic and why.
So it should be elastic, right?
Awais, what did you say?
So it should be elastic, right?
Actually, do you know, for me, if if point C is the midpoint, so the range from C to B is at the upper portion, so demand should be elastic more than 1. So at the moment, I can guess the elasticity will be greater than 1, but we need to calculate it. So please try to work with me to calculate the price elasticity of demand. So here I will put the price, here the quantity, and what I said, the price was 6, increases to 8, and the quantity at 6 dirhams, 3 units, the quantity demanded at 2 dirhams, at 8 dirhams becomes 2 units. Calculate the elasticity. Calculate the elasticity.
Sir, for first one, I got 0.5. I don't know if this is right or not.
What?
For the first point.
See, my question. I didn't ask you to calculate price elasticity when the price was 6 or 8. I asked you calculate, see here, because now we have two formulas. So according to the question, so mostly I ask in the common exams, calculate the elasticity when the price increase or decrease. So again, we need this formula. We need this formula. So to make my life easy, I will use this formula. So let's start with delta Q. So delta Q. So let me delete this. Oh, this is delta Q. What is delta Q? The new quantity 2 minus the old quantity 3. 2 minus 3. The new quantity minus the old quantity. So it is minus 1. What is the change in the price? The new price minus the old price. 8 minus 6. It is 2. And then what is the old price? The old price is 6. What is the old quantity? It is 3. And then calculate the elasticity. So 6 divided by 3, it is 3, right? It is 6 divided by 3, it is 2. 2 can be deleted with 2. So the elasticity will be 1. The elasticity will be 1. And the answer is unitarily elastic. Unitarily elastic, because the elasticity is 1.